Welcome to Sparky's Jumpy Jump Jumble. In Episode 5, all stories by Perry Ross include morals and values for character development through listening and reading. If you would like to read the story while listening and watching, then turn on the subtitles. No part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means, including photocopying, recording, or other electronic or mechanical methods, without the prior written permission of the publisher, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical reviews and certain other non-commercial uses permitted by copyright law. Chapter 1. The First Splash. Sparky. The gray squirrel wore his bright red scarf and grinned at the muddy path. Bella, in her green raincoat, waved and said, "Ready to jump, Captain Acorn?" Giggles the frog bounced closer, purple hat flopping as he landed. Hoppy the bunny hopped behind, already giggling like they knew something funny was about to happen. A big log lay across the trail, like a sleepy dragon taking a nap. Sparky puffed his cheeks and said, "Easy as pie, if pie had bark." Bella laughed so hard she nearly dropped her umbrella, holding it like it was about to float away from all the silliness. Giggles tipped his purple hat and croaked, "Bet you can't beat my hop." Hoppy twitched his ears and said, "Logs don't scare me, but puddles do." Sparky wiggled his tail, backed up for a running start, and squinted at the log like it was daring him to try. The friends counted together. 1, 2, 3. Sparky ran forward, paws going up and down like tiny pistons, but a sneaky pebble rolled under his foot and he tumbled headfirst into a puddle. Water flew everywhere, splashing right onto Bella's boots. Bella squealed, "My toes got a bath!" Giggles laughed so hard he rolled backward into the grass. Hoppy hopped over and helped Sparky up, saying, "First jump! Extra splash!" Sparky shook his head, sending more drops flying. Sparky shook off the drops and pointed at the log. "Round 2, he declared. Bella held her hands like a referee about to start a race. Giggles pretended to blow a whistle using a long blade of grass, making a squeaky sound that made Hoppy snort. Sparky dashed forward again, tail straight like an arrow aiming for the sky. He leapt high, but his foot smacked the log mid-flight. "Ow! My log tacks!" he said, hopping on one leg while the others laughed. Hoppy looked happy and said, "That's better than last time." Bella grinned and added, "You paid the log fee." Giggles leaned in and whispered, "Maybe the log wants acorns," making Sparky chuckle despite his sore paw. Sparky placed 2 shiny acorns on the log for luck. Bella tapped them and said, "Magic jump fuel." Giggles crouched low beside the log, eyes wide, ready to see if the acorn magic would work. With a wiggle and a chuckle, Sparky ran again. He cleared the log in one smooth leap, but landed squarely in another puddle. "Free bath number 2, shouted Bella, holding her umbrella, like a parade flag. Chapter 2. Bigger log, bigger laughs. Hoppy laughed so much his orange vest came unbuttoned. Giggles splashed into the puddle beside Sparky, yelling, "Double jump, double splash!" Sparky raised one soggy paw high in triumph, water dripping off the tips. Bella pointed ahead to a bigger log farther down the path. "Level 2 challenge," she said with a grin. Sparky nodded and replied, "Bigger log, bigger glory." The friends marched toward it together, puddles squishing under their feet. Giggles hopped onto the big log and made silly faces at everyone. Hoppy tried to climb up too, but slipped and landed on his tail. Everyone burst into giggles, their laughter echoing through the trees. Sparky took a deep breath and said, "This one needs lots of power." Bella pretended to fuel him by spinning his scarf like a wind-up toy. Giggles hummed a silly tune that made Sparky twitch his whiskers. Sparky charged forward, tail bouncing behind him like a spring. He soared over the big log, but stumbled on landing and rolled across the ground like a furry barrel. "Best tumble yet!" shouted Hoppy, clapping his paws in delight. Bella helped Sparky to his feet, saying, "You're getting closer!" Giggles added, Soon you'll jump so far you'll need a map. Sparky laughed, brushing leaves from his scarf and looking at the next part of the path. A small puddle ahead winked in the sunlight like it had a secret. Sparky grinned and said, "I'll jump it clean." Bella raised her umbrella high like a flag to start the challenge. Sparky ran fast and jumped, clearing the puddle perfectly until his tail dipped into the water. "Tail wash special," said Hoppy, holding his belly from laughing so hard. Chapter 3. Double Trouble Jump. Giggles hopped into the puddle and splashed everyone nearby. Bella squealed and ran in circles to escape the spray. Sparky shook his tail like a wet mop, sending drops in every direction. The friends spotted the final challenge ahead, a log with a puddle right after it. "Two challenges at once," Bella said with a smile. Sparky rubbed his hands together, ready for the final part. Hoppy bounced beside Sparky, saying, "Jump like you mean it!" Giggles made drum sounds on his belly, adding to the excitement. Sparky crouched low, eyes locked on the log. Sparky burst forward, leapt over the log, and sailed above the puddle almost. His back paw skimmed the water, sending a splash right onto Giggles. Giggles blinked, then laughed loudly. "Close one!" Bella shouted. Sparky stood tall, smiling through the droplets. "Final try, no splashes allowed," he said, determination mixing with his playful grin. Giggles and Hoppy gave Sparky a cheering chant that made him bounce in place. Bella counted down, 3, 2, 1! Sparky's eyes sparkled like he was ready to win a race. Chapter 4. The Perfect Landing. Sparky raced ahead, jumped high, and cleared the log. He flew over the puddle and landed dry and steady. The friends stared for a moment, then broke into cheers. Bella threw her arms up, yelling, "Perfect jump!" Giggles croaked a victory tune that sounded like a silly song. Hoppy hugged Sparky tightly, almost knocking him over from excitement. Sparky bowed deeply, pretending to take a curtain call on a stage. Thank you. No autographs," he joked. The friends laughed together, their giggles bouncing through the park. They walked home, talking about tomorrow's jumps and new challenges. Sparky said, "Practice makes perfect, and perfect makes giggles." Bella, Giggles, and Hoppy agreed, splashing through one last puddle just for fun.